Gente, aquí volvemos con Metal Gear Solid 5 de Phantom Pain, la segunda parte del stream de Metal Gear. Bueno, vamos a darle continuar. ¿Dónde nos quedamos? Aquí hicimos las 3 primeras misiones nada más. Que son prácticamente los que nos meten en el juego, y ahora sí ya vamos al juego, lo que es, a lo que toca, a cómo viene. Entonces vamos a darle. Pero no hay nadie. ¿Quién más está por ahí? No veo como a nadie más por ahí, solamente los dos.
Guard post captured.
Bueno, yo lo que quería era sacarlo. Listo, 2 laditos más. Aquí hay más provisiones. Productos procesados. De noche. En base madre, desarrollo, armas e ítems.
Please specify a project.
No, armas e ítems. Desarrollo.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dekelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dekelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north.
All right, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
And Dekelia sits right on top of it.
It does.
Development project has been added.
Mission complete. Great work.
Pensé que o sea, había quedado guardado en donde habíamos cerrado la misión. Bueno, pensé que había quedado donde habíamos cerrado la misión la última vez.
How you feeling, boss? Getting used to being in the field again? Having choppers and horse at your disposal is indispensable for operating in the wilds of Afghanistan. I've gone ahead and arranged for you to be able to develop and customize weaponry for support choppers. And you can also develop new equipment for D-Horse if you like. Use your iDroid to start development as needed.
Más soldados.
Side ops list
The
updated.
side ops list is comprised of problems we need you to resolve, objectives to be completed, and information gained from the soldiers and prisoners you've extracted. These aren't missions per se, but if you can take care of them when you're free,
Please
I'd appreciate it.
specify a project. Please specify a project.
Todo se le puede mejorar, bueno.
Please specify a project. Please select a drop point.
No, no estaba pidiendo eso. ¿Qué pasó ahora?
Please specify a project. Please select a drop point. Please specify a project. Marker placed. Marker placed.
is an interpreter. The main principle of intelligence work is intel gathering. But that's a problem if you don't speak the enemy's language. We need a staff member with the interpreter skill to do a simultaneous interpretation.
Necesito soldados para que todo suba.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Extraction failed.
Falló una
I'm sorry,
extracción.
boss, but the extraction failed. The support unit just isn't skilled enough. If you want to increase the success rate of Fulton extractions in bad weather, you need to improve the support unit.
Extraction arrived at Metabase. Buddy departing area of operations.
Ay, estrellé. Vamos hasta allá, en 1100.
There's an English-speaking soldier somewhere in the region. He's a language specialist. His role is to translate information related to the West into Russian. If we can get him to join us, we'll have the upper hand in information warfare. Find this language specialist and extract him.
Marker removed.
Эй, ты же говоришь по-английски? Это
That's
неплохо.
the target.
Наверное, работает.
esto es bueno.
So if sandstorms come in, sandstorms effectively make you blind and deaf. But that goes for the enemy too. Use the situation to your advantage. That Soviet soldier in the Green Beret is speaking English. Must be a language specialist. With him on our side, we'd be capable of Russian interpretation support. Try and extract him.
Se iba cagando ahí. Que no quería matarlos.
Side ops list updated. Extraction arrived at extraction failed.
You gotta extract him.
Tengo que ir hasta allá. Está siempre lejos.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added. Please specify a project. Please select a drop. Please specify a project. Please specify a project.
Граната! Смотрю уже! Что там?
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful.
Граната! Граната! Враг атакует! Встаньте все! Подожди! Не стреляй!
Where are the others? Speak. Get down. Get down.
Я не говорю по-английски. Отпусти! Все! Кто-нибудь снимите меня!
Yo vi brillar algo por acá. Déjame ver.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Entrega de suministro.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested.
Я не хочу умирать!
Extraction failed. Supply drop complete.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Y ahora acá.
You gotta extract him. Golden Crescent. It's a type of medicinal plant. We can use that to make tranquilizer rounds more potent.
Extraction arrived at mother base.
Allí hay otro camión.
Я не хочу умирать!
Sun will
It'll be
rise
dawn soon.
momentarily.
Your surroundings will be easier to see, but that goes for the enemy as well. The guard detail in Soviet outposts changes in the morning too. Watch yourself. He's coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him.
Комплект СО-2! Одного из наших унесло на воздушном шаре. Кажется, у нас лазутчик. Не заняться его поисками. Прием! Это КП, понял. Усилить безопасность и найти нарушителя. Конец связи.
Please select a drop point. Dispatch requested. Buddy has arrived.
No alcancé. De que si le da un balazo agarraba o algo.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Hey boss, you see many animals in the field. Truth is, an environmental NGO has asked us to remove wild animals from combat zones. If you have the time, can you extract some back here? There's a reward in it for us.
Pobrecito, lo noqueé.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Ah, pero qué, alguien en la cabeza, por el amor de Cristo. Ah, mírelo. ¿Quién anda por ahí? Gracias, Fabiana, te veo llave. Buenas otra vez, bienvenido. Gracias por ese likezote, papá.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Creo que vi uno allá, pero voy a tener que acercarme porque con esta tormenta no. Pero ahí está.
Извини, я не знаю английского. Не стреляй, пожалуйста, не стреляй!
Tener que esperar ahora que pase la tormenta. Para poder sacarlo, de tener que pase la tormenta, si no son 30% de probabilidad de que lo saque. No, ahí ya se va la tormenta, 30% aún. ¿Ya? 90.
He's coming too. Roger that. You gonna extract him?
Ahí está el D-Horse.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Ya voy llegando.
Guard post captured.
Maticas. Ok. Ok, bajo.
Враг атакует! Внимание всем!
Guard post captured.
¡Ya!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Ah,
Please select and supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
¿será que sí le cae en la cabeza? Ah, no. Pensé que le iba a caer en la cabeza.
Roger that.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Pelotón. Creo que...
Marker removed.
That's the target.
Mierda. Ok.
Boss, get down. The enemy's sniper. Stay low and crawl along the globe.
Cagué. Ouch! ¿Por dónde coño voy a subir? ¿Por dónde? Espérate, estoy por acá.
Looks like the enemy's lost sight of you. They're gonna try to hunt you down.
Чего?
Side op completed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Esa sniper está como que mejor que la que yo tengo.
Has been added.
está muchísimo mejor. Armas e ítems.
Leave the rest
Please
to us.
specify a project.
Tigre bravo.
Please select a drop point. Please specify a project.
Bengalas de suministros.
Please select a drop point.
Bengalas de suministros, o sea, las tiro y ahí me
Please
llegan los
specify a
suministros.
project. Please select a mission.
You're up.
Please select
We're
a
changing
mission.
ships.
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
Continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It'll be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
Extraction arrived at
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics.
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won him the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
A second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes.
Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently, his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs. Islamic extremists?
Yes, fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years.
We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed.
The countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces.
Small armies with no national affiliation. Highest bidder.
captured.
That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me...
He's coming too. Roger that.
You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure which fact and
You gotta extract him.
fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now. But this is where the hard stuff begins.
The portable toilet. If you're gonna hide inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it.
Operating with the
Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it.
mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The mother base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big F you. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. There was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on.
A prosthetic arm.
Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
I can still feel my real arm.
Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain?
Every now and then.
Where?
My fingertips. My left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah.
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
Yeah, at the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah. The doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, and not see things as they really are. You experienced any of that?
I think so.
When? Right after I wake up. Colors look faded. Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that. I will. All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get.
C2W.
Boss, you need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy its comms equipment. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Please select a drop point. Please select a drop point.
That wild dog pup. He's a tough little guy. Boss, this is no time to be playing with animals. What are you gonna do, boss?
The map has been updated.
¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está el perro que no lo veo? Ah, mírelo. Ajá.
Roger that. We'll pick him up.
Esto que iba a hacer. Necesito suministro, necesito cargamento. Puta. Necesito...
Please supplies requested.
Jason Urregro, ¿qué pasa, amigo? Jason Urregro, yo estoy cumpliendo años, perro. Feliz cumpleaños, parcero. Feliz cumpleaños. ¿Ya cuántos? ¿Ya cuántos cumple, parcero? ¿Cuántos? Escucha. Ahí viene lo que necesito. Solamente pedí eso. Perfecto. Listo, eso es lo que necesitaba. Ahora vamos acá. Ya tengo a D-Doc. Lo acabo de recoger. Y 17 añitos, estoy chiquito. Ah, bueno. Poquito a poquito. Ahí se va creciendo.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Vamos a hacer la misión. Por acá. Ah, pero qué. No, no debí meterme por ahí. Y no se mató.
You have arrived at your destination.
You made it.
Pero el único chiquito que quiero es el de ella. Oh, ¿pero qué? Ah, ya. A ver.
Эй, ты в порядке?
Sun will set shortly.
Ah, pero qué, no corra la cabeza, perro. Listo.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
The map has been
That antenna is
updated.
one of the targets. There should be more. Keep looking.
The map has been
That's
updated.
another one of the targets. Do you see any more?
You have arrived at your destination.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Talk. Извини, я не знаю английского.
He speaks Russian. What we need is an interpreter. The main
El intérprete
principle of
se murió
intelligence work is intel gathering.
cuando lo fui a sacar.
It's a problem if you don't speak the enemy's language. We need a staff member with the interpreter skill to do a simultaneous interpretation. You gonna extract him?
Es Creo que hay una manera para llegar desde la parte de atrás, pero no me acuerdo cómo es que era. Y voy a buscarla. Por aquí. Por allá se subió el man en el coso ese. Ah, creo que es por acá.
Extraction arrived at multiple.
Por acá.
You have arrived.
Y por acá se llega por la parte de atrás. ¡Uy! ¡Lobo hijo de puta! Después lobito. Aquí estoy en una posición en ventaja. Ahí por allá. Mírelos.
That looks like the target.
Position info
We know where
has
all
been
the antennas
updated.
are now. Take out all three of them. How you do it is your call. Explosives should take care of them well enough. How you do it is up to you.
Пуштунские боевики не базируются вокруг пакистанской границы. Они себя таковыми не считают. Они братья по религии.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Это проще шанс для Хамида. Теперь они могут закрепиться в этой области. Сдерживайтесь, люди будут врага. Ага, у этих Хамидов хорошее оружие. Благодаря американцам. Нам нужно быть осторожнее.
Explosives should take care of them well enough. How you do it is up to you.
Vemos. Nos vemos. Dice, parece que la misión hace... Parece, ¿qué misión hace? Póngame en contexto. Esto es, hay que destruir esas antenas. Por ahora no es una misión con texto como de historia. Es una misión simplemente que me salió. Hay que destruir esas antenas que están ahí.
Чего? Ау, в порядке?
Entonces... aquí viene este man.
Extraction failed.
You gonna extract him?
Apareció otro. Ok. Ya me encargué de esos.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Explosives should take care of them well enough. How you do it is up to you.
Ok.
Out of ammo? Let the support unit help out if you need to restock. Transmit a request from your iDroid and I'll send supplies.
¿Quién coño me vio?
Good work. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
Открыть огонь!
Mission info has been updated.
Всем постов! Это командир! Внешняя радиосвязь вышла из строя! Мы не можем вызвать подкрепление с береговых мостов! Окопайтесь и удержите позиции своими силами! Конец связи!
¿Quién carajo me vio? No entiendo quién carajo me vio. Nos vemos.
Exfiltrated
Can't let
hostile.
them follow you. Throw off the enemies on your tail first.
Listo, ya.
The coast is clear. Mission complete.
Eso era lo que había que hacer. La misión era esa.
Arrived at Mother Base.
No entiendo quién me vio. Había que destruir esas
Development
barritas.
project has been added.
Todo eso ahora se puede hacer.
Mission complete, boss.
Bueno, esto fue esto. Vamos a ver qué nos llegó ahora.
Our army is growing like crazy thanks to you, boss. In fact, it's getting downright crowded around here. To bring a greater number of people on board, we'll need to expand our facilities. To that end, I've created a base development unit. It has two roles, material refinement and platform construction. I'll start with the material refinement part. The base development unit procures material resources on a regular basis according to its level. The materials are stored in containers and placed on the deck of Mother Base. Once they're finished being processed, they can finally be put to use. By using these materials to build new platforms, we'll be able to add a greater number of staff to our ranks. We don't need any specific instructions from you to refine the materials, but I want you to be the one to decide how we construct platforms. Once we have sufficient GMP and the required material resources, you can issue construction orders from your iDroid. Prolonged time in the field is bad for the body and mind. I think it's time you took a break. Do it for me. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.
Bueno, vamos a tener que regresar a Mother Base. ¿Quién llegó por ahí? Joshua Delgado, gracias por el follow, parcero Joshua. Gracias, gracias.
Didi, come back!
El perro que rescaté.
Here's the dog you brought back. Bit of a troublemaker. Not sure about the breed, though. He'll get bigger? Uh-huh. Like this. You know, I can look after him. He's still a pup, so he doesn't listen. I have a feeling someday he'll be useful. I suspect you discovered a real diamond in the rough. The little polish.
Diamond dog.
I say we got a true diamond dog on our hands.
DD, right? Hostile at raising hounds. Fine.
Come on, Didi.
Channel request from Langley. We're to find a piece of new American military hardware that's gone missing in the mountains of Afghanistan. It's a difficult mission, but I'd say you're back in top form by now. Check your iDroid for the details.
Train with me, boss.
Ay, aquí había una vaina. O todavía no está. Bueno. A la misión entonces. Lista de tareas y retos. Ok.
Ocelot. I hear they started calling you Shalashashka in Afghanistan. What's that about? You know the term Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with the type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system. OKB scientists and engineers who'd been convicted of crimes were sent to a Sharashka for forced R&D. The Sharashkas were supervised by Lavrenti Beria of the NKVD, the secret police, under the official name 4th Special Department. Forced research? That's not very different from what we do here.
Diamond Dogs is different. Everyone here believes in you. Regardless of where they came from or why they're here, they revere you. And they're fighting because it was their choice.
And if it wasn't, they'd leave.
Who knows? That's our reality here, whether it's real or not. If there's another truth, I don't want to know it. All that matters is that's the concept that's taken shape in their heads. The traces of a group ideology, our superstructure, to put it in Marxist terms.
All right. Go on.
Right. So anyway, at some point the enemy started calling me Sharashka. This was after the war in Afghanistan broke out. While I was keeping an eye on you in that hospital, I was also heading up interrogations here. The men I broke gave up their comrades and families, everything they wanted to protect them most. No real cause for it. I just let myself get caught up in the old Russian pride. And suddenly I received the honor of becoming Special Interrogation Advisor to the forced labor camps. But the more men I interrogated, the more people saw me as just that, the interrogator. It helped cover my real objective of keeping you safe.
You went that far for me?
Far enough to keep you alive. I ended up being pretty well known among the Afghan guerrillas. Some of them would have seen me on the battlefield. And that's how I got the second half of the name. Shashka. It's a sword, a type of saber from the Caucasus. Russian dragoons and Cossacks carried them into battle. Now, the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on the end of Sharashka. The guerrillas were using the name amongst themselves, and by the time I got to hearing about it, pronunciation had wound up as Shalashashka.
Roger.
Half Gulag, half hero sword. It's a perfect fit.
You see how rumors and ideas about people can get out of hand fast. Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor. And before you know it, all people see are phantoms. In my case, it's worked just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
Gaining altitude.
Ahora vamos a hacer la misión a ver si conseguimos el man ruso para que nos reinterpreten toda la maricada para que sí. Necesitamos saber qué dice la gente para poder interrogarlo y toda esa vaina.
Side ops list
By
updated.
connecting your iDroid to the
Mission
onboard
list
computer, you
updated.
turn the chopper into your own Aerial Command Center, or ACC. Some elements of staff assignment and R&D of weapons and items can only be performed from there. Take as long as you need to consider all your options.
Negotiations have paid off. Somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse. The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then. You mean while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker, and were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike. Coleman's big idea?
A landing zone.
Humans are incapable of destroying themselves.
Creo que eso es todo lo que necesito. Iniciar misión. Ay, pero... Vamos en la noche, a las 6 de la mañana. Vamos en la noche. Vamos en la noche para que sea más sencillo. Sacar a este man de ahí.
Boss, as requested, we've added an analyzer function to your binoculars. Now you can view soldiers or POWs and get a readout on their rank or any special skills they might have. Depending on their skills, they may even be able to develop new types of weapons or items. Try it out the next time you're thinking of holding someone.
Marker placed.
Pasó el carro. Le iba a tirar una granada de humo. Dije, ¿de dónde viene?
There's an English-speaking soldier somewhere in the region. He's a language specialist. His role is to
Analysis
translate.
complete.
That's the target.
Yeah.
¿Qué pasa, Marcus? ¿Cómo vamos? Entonces, pues aquí dándole al Metal Gear 5, parcero. Aquí. Dándole.
Хорошо, повторяй за мной. I spent last night.
Что за...
Ah, qué puntería tan violenta. ¿Vieron que pues vamos bien, parcero? Vamos bien aquí ya en todos los juegos de casi todos los juegos de la saga Metal Gear, papá. Ya con este, que fue el último que salió. Bueno, el último que salió fue el Survive, pero ese lo jugará otro. Vamos.
Extraction arrived at Mother
Por aquí,
Base.
¿qué hay?
You
¿Ah?
have arrived at your destination.
Ah,
Unit function
That language
added.
specialist you extracted has been very cooperative. Says he's always dreamed of living a free life, like folks in the West. What are the odds, huh? I've gone ahead and placed him in the support unit. His job is Russian interpretation. Now you'll know what Soviet soldiers are saying. You can even interrogate them. Should give you an edge in the mission.
pues sí, ya era hora. Ya era hora que eso sucediera. Misiones. Lista de misiones. A casetes.
I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenoyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, or as he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, aka Sigan. Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation. And the fourth, you. From China, there was Eva. And me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total. To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted. I still trusted him in those days. We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project. Les enfants terribles, Zero called it. You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact, although truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to hide and seek. Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recordings, not even a reliable rumor as to his whereabouts. I tried every method I could think of, but Zero was gone. Freed of his control, his creation, his power continued to grow. Cypher is a great beast, and Zero was its spine. But even without him, it's endured, evolved. But now its body is rotting, riddled with parasites.
Sobre la cerca, over the fence. Uy.
Boss, the Soviet engineer is being held prisoner at the Wat Sin barracks. You need to find him and get him out. He tried to defect from the base camp up north, but it didn't work out. Now they're holding him at Wat Sin. He's offered his technical skills to us as long as we can guarantee his safety. You have to extract the target.
Estamos cerca.
Boss, your target just happens to be the man who developed your prosthetic hand. And he's the only one capable of maintaining it.
Eso es
If we
un
bring him
puto oso.
in, I'm sure he'll be able to modify it in all kinds of ways as well.
Trae al diseñador de la prótesis. No, no voy a pelear con un puto oso ahora.
The map has been
That's the Wat
updated.
Sin barracks. The target is somewhere inside that outpost. The Soviets consider him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like any other prisoner.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Bueno.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Adentro. Bueno, habrá que entrar.
You have arrived at your destination. Analysis complete.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Воздушный шар только что унес одного наших. Скорее всего, на базе лазутчик. Мне заняться его поисками? Прием! Это КП, понял. Усилить безопасность и найти нарушителя. Конец связи.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Посмотреть! Иди за мной! Какого? Что ж, что такое? Солдат упал! Ау, в порядке? Что это?
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
КП-104. Одного из наших унесло на воздушном шаре. Похоже, у нас на базе противник. Жду указаний. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Всем боевым группам проверить окрестности. Избавиться от чужака. Конец связи.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested.
Necesito un silenciador. Las 12 de la noche. Bien.
КП-104.
Sigo necesitando el silenciador.
Supply drop complete.
Усилим охрану. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Смотрите в оба. Конец связи. Всем боевым группам. Это КП. Вышел из строя целый ряд ламп. Похоже на проблемы с электроэнергией. Ближайший патруль. Проверить сеть питания. КП, это Зоя 2. Немедленно проверим. Конец связи. КП, это Зоя 2. Привели на место. Начинаем осмотр территории. Прием. КП, понял. Проверьте окрестности. Конец связи.
%, necesitamos que se vaya la tormenta. 30%. 30%. 30%. 90%. Ya.
He's coming too. Roger that. Great. I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. I hope he's all right.
Where are the others?
The map has been updated.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Что? Эй, смотри.
You have arrived at your destination.
You gonna extract him? Boss, you've entered a building. Always keep an escape route in mind when you head indoors. If you get surrounded, you'll have nowhere to run.
Всем боевым группам. Это КП. Вышел из строя целый ряд ламп. Похоже на проблемы с электроэнергией. Ближайший патруль. Проверить сеть питания. КП, это Зоя 7. Наследую. Конец связи. Понял. Смотрите в оба. Конец связи.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Ahí está el... No hay nada más, no hay ningún otro lado, no. Creo que eso es todo. Por aquí a donde salgo. Entonces es ese que está allá.
That's the target.
Это Продес. Я его сделал. Это мой шедевр.
Great. If there's nothing in the way overhead, you should be able to pull them in.
Это скучно. Я специалист по бионике. Я создаю биомеханические гибриды.
He's coming too. Roger that. Target extraction
Mission
confirmed.
info has been
Your objective's
updated.
complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Vámonos de acá.
Analysis complete.
Disparos en la cabeza. Así era ese.
You gonna extract him?
Please select a landing zone. The support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Ah, pero qué. Ah.
Intel file obtained.
You got an intel file. Unfortunately, there's nothing new in it.
Logramos salir.
Extraction arrived at multibase.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Development project has been added.
This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Stand by. Voy para allá. Opio dorado. Ah, mira, acá hay otro. Listo. Eso fue todo.
Gaining altitude.
Exfiltrated
All right,
hostile.
you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
All right, mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat.
Venom Snake, Charashas, Caos y Loot.
The engineer we rescued has been extremely cooperative. The guys on the R&D team are glad to have him aboard. Thing is, his specialty isn't mechanics, but something called bionics, engineering based on biology. He's already submitted a proposal for modifying your prosthetic arm. If you're interested, go ahead and give the development order.
Claro que desde luego que por supuesto que sí. Persona problemática.
Side ops list updated.
Christmas Eve, 1979. The Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles. Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant, only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam. The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home, but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turn pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so far as to dry out their ocean. But this has had a big price. There's bitter resentment among the Afghans, and they're taking out their anger on the soldiers on the front lines. Among the Mujahideen are the Pashtun people. They're fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge. Soviets they've captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being left to die at the side of the road, just to show their comrades what they're capable of. Friendlies who come across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn down another village in retaliation. And the cycle of vengeance goes on. This war, the Kremlin never expected to have this much trouble against the Mujahideen. Afghanistan is a tribal society. Tradition demands that its people stand up to any outsiders who set foot on their land with the honor of their...
Eso. Interesante. No, cancelar. Iniciar misión. Vamos en la noche, el hombre de las misiones en la noche. Ah, miércoles, debe estar allá metido en el coso ese entonces.
Be careful down there, boss.
That's a medicinal plant called Haoma, otherwise known as Soma. People use it to make a sacred drink for religious ceremonies.
Sí, bueno, digo que di horse quédese ahí. Va a tener que bajar hasta allá.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
No veo a nadie.
Analysis complete.
security forces must know something about the targets. After you grab or hold up an enemy, try interrogating them.
Where are
The
your
map
friends?
has been updated.
Where are the others?
You gotta extract him.
Speak.
The map
Where are your
has been
friends?
updated. Analysis complete.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Spit it out.
The map has been updated.
Where are the others?
Mother base is now in the red.
You gotta extract him. If you neutralize an enemy without killing him, you can then Fulton extract him. Once we've extracted a soldier, we should be able to convince him to join us.
Talk.
Attach the Fulton recovery device to him. The chopper will then pick him up. A Fulton extraction success rate depends on factors like the individual's health and the weather. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Mierda, ¿dónde están los planos?
Where are your
The
friends?
map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Marker placed.
Ahí está el plano.
Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination. You have arrived at your destination. You have arrived at your destination. Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination. Side ops list
It could be
updated.
just what we need to develop new
Extraction
weapons and
arrived
equipment.
at Mother Base. Development project has been added. Please select a mission.
Donde duermen las abejas.
Mission accepted. The map has been updated.
Bueno, vamos a dejar hasta aquí. Y a la próxima lo continuamos. Ya siguió otra misión. Vemos, gente. Hasta luego.